I've been working on a Roblox game for my daughter. She loves jail games, teacher games, grandma games, and so much more. I want to make all of her favorite games, but I don't know how to code. So we're going to use Roblox's AI assistant and see what we can learn along the way. The first thing I made was a basic cell. This was initially going to go straight over to a requested rubber ducky jump, but in an effort to increase reliability and playtime, there's going to be some tests like clicking buttons and jumping before the user gets too far. So all of this is through that side vent and we'll check it out now. The obstacle course is broken into a few different levels of increasing difficulty. I've considered adding various difficulties for each level on top of this, but I first want to get a basic version of everything set up. Once you've headed through the vent beyond this area, you'll drop down into a hall, which will have more cells, depending on how well the game is running later. I'm just not sure at which level of detail. Now that you've arrived at the rubber ducky jump, it's time to jump. I've debated removing the panels or making them fully transparent. Potentially even having this as one of the multiple difficulty options, where medium difficulty would remove the parts that are easier to land on. Once you've completed the rubber ducky jump, you're on to the first guard. I used the AI assistant for practically everything here. The only big brain strat I did was placing parts, assuming they would work as nodes for pathfinding. And they will. The guard my daughter named Caitlin patrols the entire cafeteria, so while you have a window of opportunity, you have to choose the timing carefully. I like this part because it reminds me of those times you're playing tag and that moment of hesitation where you can't decide which way to go around the table and then someone jumps over it. That's not happening here. Not yet anyways. If you think we should add those different difficulty levels, we could add jumping for the guard. After the convenient trampoline, you go into the entrance by the boys' jail, but it's going to be blocked by stink. So instead of facing that, you would do what any rational person wouldn't do. Jump down the trash chute. The top trash spawner spawns a maximum of 10 bags. They will be deleted when they hit the end of the conveyor after 30 seconds. The lower trash bag spawner spawns up to 30 and has a 1 in 5 chance of deploying 2 bags at once. Should I add an achievement badge for pushing this onto the belt and it hitting a trigger at the end? Something like chores are done, or cleaning up, taking the trash out. Or not, you can head up through the maintenance elevator. This elevator is pretty because it's boring. I wish I could find a way to smooth it out, but that hasn't happened yet. In an effort to make it more interesting, I added old Roy G. Biv into the scenario. The best I got is the floors are the magic we built together. Really, it's because I wanted to hide the bottom from the lower levels of detail and keep it somewhat optimized. I think that's what I'm doing anyways. This is when I started focusing on what the build actually was and where it was going, as opposed to just seeing if I could accomplish any of this. I spent a bit of time cleaning up things in between, so a lot of this is just seeing what didn't look great or what was boring, and trying to make it look better. One of the goals for making the outside look best is to have some sort of mountains and fog off in the distance, similar to a Souls game when you're up top. I'm not sure on the graphical capabilities though, and this will be tested over time and a lower priority, but I would love if it goes that way. I'll be working on this at least a few hours a day and I'll have the next episode out next week. Got about 2 months until summer break, so I have a little time and we'll have a couple episodes. Will you play this game once it's done? I bet you would appreciate it. You know I would appreciate it. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I've truly had a great time working on this and there's going to be so much work to do. I'm sure everything won't work out how I anticipate it, but it's a learning experience and we're having fun, and I appreciate it a lot if you watched this video. I also appreciate the channel members for making this possible. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your day, or check out this video on screen.